Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions, man. Like it before you light it, hit the sub before you hit the bud, join the team before you hit the green. Gas prices are skyrocketing out of control, and this is why. Bruh, if you ain't filled your tank up, dog, you sleep, man.
President Trump says he's not happy, and we'll see what happens in a pair of interviews when he was asked about Iran's new leader, Mojtaba Khamenei.
Before Iran named its new supreme leader Sunday, President Trump made clear he wanted a say in the process.
We want to pick a president that's not going to be leading their country into a war.
The president would not rule out putting U.S. boots on the ground as the Pentagon announced a 7th U.S. service member was killed from an attack in Saudi Arabia last week. On Saturday, the president...
Who wants to die for President Trump? By show of hands, who'd willingly die for your President Trump? Like, come on, bro.
And Vice President saluted flag-draped cases carrying the remains of 6 U.S. soldiers in a dignified transfer. While the president defended the war effort, he blamed Iran for bombing a girls' school in the south of the country that killed dozens.
But every intelligence source is saying that America did it. That's the crazy thing. Everybody is saying that American Air Forces struck that building and killed over 150 people, kids mostly. That's what they saying, dog. I believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe nothing coming from Fox. I don't believe nothing coming from any of the right-wing news outlets, dog. Doing independent research, everything that I've seen is leading that I'm 90%, 95% sure that it was America that did it, dog.
Though a preliminary U.S. assessment later found the U.S. was likely responsible for the attack.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
The conflict is also impacting oil prices, which topped $100 a barrel overnight for the first time in 4 years, while gas prices are up nearly 50 cents over the past week.
It's catching people off guard. Now the gas is going way back up again.
The president predicted they'll eventually drop rapidly. Energy Secretary Chris Wright on Face the Nation.
They shouldn't go much higher than they are here because the world is very well supplied with oil.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is demanding President Trump immediately tap into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to help lower prices at the pump. But the Energy Secretary said the administration would only do it if needed. The president set to address House Republicans at his Doral resort later today. The president...
Guys, I really do think we need it. And I'm going to show y'all something from another video that I did, right? So I just want to direct y'all attention to this. In 2020, under Biden, and I'm not a Biden fan. I'm not a fan of any of these people, honestly. I hate them all. 273K jobs were gained in the month of February in 2020. 2021, 379K. 678K for 2022. 311,000 for 2023. 2024, 275,000. 151,000. And lo and behold, 2026, under Trump's second year, starting his second year, negative 92,000. Receipts. This is not going well, bruh. The wrong man is in office, bruh. Straight up.
As gas prices rise, California is feeling pain at the pump more than any other state in this country. CBS's Andres Gutierrez in Los Angeles explains why. Andres, good evening.
Good evening, Jerika. Just take a look at the prices on this sign. Everything is above $5, just showing a painful reminder of how fast this is all moving. Drivers I spoke with tell me that they are paying more, getting less, and feel like there is no relief in sight. While the rest of the country is paying around $3.45 for a gallon of gas, AAA says in California it's more than $5, a jump of more than 50 cents in just a week.
I'm paying $40, but that doesn't get me a full tank anymore.
Damn.
Before the war with Iran, California was already in a tough spot.
A unique market that is essentially cut off from the rest of the country.
The state has the highest gas tax in the country, almost 70 cents a gallon. It also requires a cleaner, more expensive fuel blend. What did you think about the prices when you first pulled up?
Well, the prices are nuts.
With the permanent shutdown of 2 major California refineries due to high operating costs and other factors, overall capacity will be reduced about 18%.
18%? Oh, my God. When and why did these companies close? Was it during this administration or was it in the previous administration?
This conflict continues. How high could gas prices go?
Well, it's very difficult to see what the top may look like. We could ultimately see prices reaching new records if the Strait of Hormuz continues to be blocked.
Some drivers are already changing their habits.
It's part of the reason why I have my bike here is because it's cheaper.
Now, for drivers wondering how much higher prices will get, well, the record here in Los Angeles was set back in 2022, just as Russia's war in Ukraine was getting underway. Back then, drivers were paying almost $6.50 a gallon. Jerika?
That's a lot of money. Andres Gutierrez, thank you.
Yo, they mentioned something about the Strait of Hormuz, right? Let me tell y'all something. This is what I learned so far. The Strait of Hormuz is responsible for 20% of the crude oil, right? 20% of it has to go through there. Right now, the U.S. oil tankers are kind of at a stalemate. They're just sitting ducks over there. And they're not willing to go and deliver the oil because they're afraid they're going to get blown up. Trump then says, we'll just ensure the tankers go anyways. Okay, cool. First of all, Trump acknowledged the fact that we ain't got the bread to be insuring them, and then acknowledged the fact that don't nobody want to die for you. Then he says we may send a naval escort. Iran responds and says, cool, send them, and we're going to blow them up. That's y'all president, dog. Stand by, stick beside him.
A short-term disruption. That's how White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt described a spike in gas prices because of the war in Iran. President Trump telling reporters yesterday aboard Air Force One that he is not concerned. I'm standing at a gas station just about a half a mile away from President Trump's private club in Doral, Florida, where the price of gas is $3.59 for a gallon of regular and $4.89 for diesel. While these prices are still lower than in 2022 under the Biden administration, one of the successes of the Trump administration in his second term was lowering gas prices. And now they are telling Americans that they're going to have to wait a few weeks for those prices to return.
Gasoline today is still $1.50 a gallon cheaper than it was in the middle of the Biden administration. But you're right. We want it back below $3 a gallon, and it will be again before too long.
Quick side note, at least once a day, I get a comment or an email asking, how do I do this YouTube thing? How do I make reaction videos? If you're interested in making money on YouTube and not just arguing in the comment sections, I run a private YouTube growth group. We do weekly calls, live channel audits, and you get to see how other creators are making money, plus how I got this channel to where it's at 37,000 today when it only had 3,000 in October, and how I plan on making this channel go to 100K before the end of the year. Link in the description.
Well, what do you mean by too long? How much longer?
Look, you never know exactly the time frame of this, but in the worst case, this is a week's. This is not a month's thing.
President Trump weighed in later Sunday.
Y'all, you know
writing
what?
on Truth Social that short-term oil prices, which will drop rapidly when the destruction of the Iran nuclear threat is over, is a very small price to pay for USA and world safety and peace. Only
Yo, this is why you can't trust politicians, because back in the 2000s, they was talking about Afghanistan and Iraq having nuclear weapons, and they didn't have any real evidence to suggest that they did have nuclear capabilities, and they sold that to us, and that's how we all got behind them and supported that war, right? Because we don't want to get blown up by nuclear bombs, but they didn't really have any real evidence or intel to suggest that that was the reason why they was over there. It's all about bread. But y'all got to understand something too. With the gas, diesel affects farmers, and farmers get us our food and things of that nature. So tractors and things like that, like farm equipment, they use diesel, and diesel is about to be really expensive. So this is going to be one of those things that when one is affected, it affects all. It's a chain reaction. This is crazy. And then you also got to couple that with the fact that they lying to our faces. Whenever we were going to war in 2000, they said that it may last 6 days. It may last 6 weeks. I highly doubt it'll last 6 months, and that whole thing lasted over a decade. So if you believe in anything that's coming out of this administration's mouth, dog, I'm sorry to tell you, I believe that you're foolish. I'm telling you what I know. I think you're foolish. I'm not the smartest political person in the world, but I got common sense, and common sense telling me that history is indicative of what's going to happen again, dog. It don't necessarily repeat itself, but it damn sure rhymes, man. And this sounds like 2000 to me, bro.
We have some major news this evening. Oil prices are surging right now, over $100 for the first time since 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. That means your gas prices are about to go up. That means...
Don't skip over that, too, because they love to say that the gas prices is lower than it was under the last administration. But the gas price went up stupid high because it always goes up stupid high when there's a occupation going on, a war. Ukraine versus Russia, you know how that affected the oil market, bro. Let's be real, dog.
Your airfare is likely to go up as jet fuel prices rise as well. Meanwhile, the stock market is set to open significantly lower tomorrow in the United States of America. Dow futures are down more than 700 points. It's not just Dow futures, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, across the board, the market, the futures are signaling a market that is going to open much lower tomorrow morning than it closed on Friday afternoon. The reason this is happening is because of the war in Iran. That is why it is happening. And while Donald Trump calls the rising gas prices a, quote, glitch, right now, Americans are about to feel a lot of pain at the pump this week. So get ready, spread the word. I'll have more updates for you soon. Follow along for all the news you need to know about more to come.
Yeah, bro, if you ain't gas your tank up already, you're tripping, dog. I filled mine up and it was expensive, over $100 for my truck because that's diesel. And then I spent like $70 in my other car, bro. You know, I done texted everybody I know. I said, bro, you better go fill them up because I know people not doing good right now, dog. Niggas is broke, man.
There was a huge short options position in oil. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but there was so many people, I was one of them, by the way, wrong, that assumed that the Gulf nations might help out a little bit more, that Iran would go a little bit more centrist. But obviously the appointment of Khamenei's son as the new supreme leader indicates a very hardline tack will continue. I think that has surprised many people. We saw an attack on a Bahraini oil field as well. And so you get this combination of a lot of bad news in the last 24 to 36 hours that sent oil up. And then you sort of lit the fuse of all the short positions in options. That was a forced cover. And that's why you saw that arguably the single greatest spike, percentage-wise anyway, in the price of oil in one night ever. That's what we had last night. We have a little bit of that still going on today. We're up right now. We're still over $100 a barrel. That means likely that gasoline is going to go up to $4.50, maybe $5 in some places. Diesel fuel is the real worry, though. Diesel fuel, trucking, shipping, trains, Becky, as you guys know, that's going to go up in price as well. That's sort of the...
And I totally forgot to mention that 18-wheelers, they use diesel. Anything that they're delivering, the price is going to go up because everything is connected.
The blood of the American economy. A lot of these stocks continue to also rise. Exxon, Chevron, Schlumberger, Halliburton as well. Just one quick note. Many of them are now at or above their average analyst price target. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And then we got some breaking news in about a half an hour. The International Energy Agency and the G7 expected to hold a joint call to talk about releasing, as you guys just noted, some of the global oil stockpiles, maybe a couple 100 million barrels a day. But I would add this. You can release the oil, but if it's not where it needs to be, the impact is going to be limited. And that's why we're seeing $102 and change oil right now.
I've heard predictions as high as $150 per barrel predictively coming in a future near you, bro. I've heard that.
The oil price shock just got serious. So when the markets opened for the week, the price of a barrel of oil surged past $100. It hasn't been there since the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine war, and this one's far more serious for oil because so much of it comes out of the Middle East. So in early trade, as the markets opened, one of the benchmark measures for oil, the US futures price, went up 20%. Other benchmarks are up similar amounts, which is a big, sharp increase. This is because no oil is getting out of the region. Iran is threatening to attack any oil tanker trying to leave the Middle East through that Strait of Hormuz, that vital artery for oil. And they're effectively fighting an economic war at this point as much as a military one, and it's going to affect people all around the world. Analysts now predicting that oil could hit $130 a barrel by the end of the week.
Oh my God.
Many things are going to become less affordable.
Dog, hey, this is a financial war, dog. This is what they plan, man. They can't beat us straight up, dog, like that. What they gonna do is they're gonna crack our pockets. That's what they're gonna do. Anything affiliated with us that they could blow up, they're gonna try to blow it up, because it's going to cost the U.S. money. And then we talked about the THADs and things of that nature, the interceptors that cost $12,000 to $13,000 that you have to use in order to stop something that only costs $100,000 to produce. And then on top of that, it's only 50% effective. This is crazy.
This man said, go ahead and get gas because gas is going to go up another 40 cents today. And baby, I'm put $20 in my tank regardless. I'm not sure how far that $20 is going to get me. but I'm gonna put $20 in my tank. And then I seen stuff talking about gas is predicted to hit $5. I'm still only gonna put $20 in the tank.
Hey man, black people.
I gotta put gas in the car. I can't control the price of gas. At this point, I'm blind to the gas. Put 20 on pump, whatever, because it's finna get hot outside, and I'm gonna still be outside. I gotta pay for gas. The kids gotta get to school. I gotta get to work. The weekend's about to be lit. Put 20 on pump, whatever, and that's it. The gas gets $7, $8, $9, $10. It's gonna be 20. That's it. I don't know what people want us to do. Talking about, oh, go fill your car up. If I fill my car up, when the gas run out, it's still gonna be hot as hell. Like, I got a whole lot of shit I'm fighting. I'm on antidepressants right now. Baby, the price of gas is the least of my worries. I mean, bare bottom. Very least of my worries. Put 20 on the pump, and I'm gonna go on by my day.
Hey man, if push come to shove, boy, I'll be on a bike. I'm looking at it optimistically. Well, shit, man, if I get on this bike, man, over time, I'm just gonna drop a lot of weight. My cardio game gonna be crazy. My heart strength is gonna be through the roof. You know, shit. It's like when Cat Williams said black people will hit the blunt and, you know, the lights will be off. And like, man, that shit'll just make you forget about that light being off. You know what? I've been wanting to light these candles for a long time anyway. You know, we can see the good and the bad for everything.
So for a lot of y'all that didn't hear the Dallas oil CEO, Jay Young, say that gas prices might reach $5 to $6 a gallon.
Jeez Louise, Papa
They said you better fill up everything you can right now while this gas is around $3. They say fill up everything. They say you have to remember that it's going to shoot up due to the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran. They say that the United States produces about 13 million barrels of oil, but they import 8.5 million barrels. With that on pause, that causes the gas prices to shoot up, food prices to shoot up, every other product to shoot up, airline ticket, all that stuff shoot up, y'all, because of the oil shipping on pause. Now, a lot of people gonna say this, may everybody question right here. Man, when is this gonna stop? This is ridiculous, man. When is this gonna stop? Well, Iran president say he ain't giving up. And the attacks ain't gonna stop. Trump response, we finna hit him hard. He said we gonna hit him hard, we gonna hit him real hard, and we can keep this going forever. So y'all already know. Y'all about to be careful. Y'all about to start filling up everything you can, because everything, them gas prices gonna shoot up. They say before the initial attack on Iran, a barrel of oil was $67. Now it's over 90. And they say you can expect that boy to shoot up over 100. If this keep going on, this is what it is, y'all. So don't be shocked now. I don't want to hear nobody getting on here telling me, I can't believe gas prices $8 a gallon, $10. I don't want to hear none of that. Because I told y'all, Jay Young say, about to start filling up everything you can right now. Because it's going to hit $5 to $6 if this thing don't tighten down. And
it's not, bro. I don't know why people optimistic.
And the tax ain't going to stop. We're going to keep going. And Trump said, well, we going to hit them hard. And he said, I'm telling you, we can keep this thing going forever. Lord, how much?
And this shit pisses me off for the simple fact, dog. I got young black people that I know are recently joining the military, right? And, you know, there's always a possibility that you may have to go to war. This is what you sign up for, even though you don't want it to happen. But like my little sister is in the military and she's at a drill right now, like one that just came out the blue. It wasn't even a scheduled one, I think. And, you know, she's 21 years old. And the thought of her life being in jeopardy for Trump is crazy to me, dog. And I look at it like it's for Trump because he is the one who started this shit. It's really just that simple, dog. And I don't really care for this man because I know he don't give a shit about my little sister. He don't give a shit about your daughter. He don't give a shit about your husband or your wife that's in the military. He don't care, son. And he's so unempathetic. When they even mention casualties in the war, he's like, well, you know, that happens in war. That often happens in war. And unfortunately, there will be some casualties, but this is for the greater good. That man don't give a shit about y'all, dog. I'm just keeping calling a spade a spade. I'm not trying to make it sound like every other president gave a shit about you, but at least they gave you a reason to believe they did. This dude don't even care. He's ego tripping right now.
All right.
actually ran up here to get gas. I had about a half a tank. I filled up last week and I paid about $2.53, and today it is $3.19. So guys, if you have not gotten gas, you may want to, because they're even saying tomorrow that the gas prices are going to go up. So that is one reason why I hurry up and came and got some gas today instead of waiting until tomorrow. So right now I am at almost, it's at $26 and still going. So $28.
Went from $2.60 to $3.40.
$33, and that's just to fill it up halfway, because remember, I was already at half a tank. So okay, I am not looking forward to this, guys. So yeah, kind of scary. So I actually ran up here.
This is crazy, dog. I'm reading these comments. One person said it's $8 a gallon in California. These prices are crazy. Last week I paid $3.49. Now it's $3.89 in South Florida. San Diego at $4.59 a few days ago. That's cheap compared to the $8 I just heard.
These next 2 weeks are going to be hard for the trucking industry. Owner-operators, businesses, they're not going to make it through this one. The gas prices are pretty much going to double. So you're going to see people go from spending, $1,500 on fuel
to $3,000.
To $3,000 on fuel. So expect shortages, and freight brokerages, dispatching, trucking, they're gonna have a hard time this week.
Fuck.
I ran my own trucking company. I ran my own freight brokerage. I dispatched, so I know what the truth is. I know what's really going on. It's gonna be tough this week for truckers. Owner operators, tighten up this week. It's gonna get rough. These next 2.
Damn. Yeah, bro. I forget how much it costs to fill up a damn truck, man. You spending $1,500 on diesel. Now it's finna double. Boy, that's put people out of business expenses right there, bro.
This morning, growing concerns about the U.S. economy, with oil prices surging and the war in Iran crippling exports.
Oil prices have jumped their most amount in a week since 1983.
Crude prices soaring 35% this week alone, the biggest gain ever in futures trading history for the commodity.
It's crazy. It's not needed, especially at a time when people are already struggling.
The impact already showing up at the pump. The national average for a gallon of gas, around $3.40 a gallon, jumping 40 cents in just 1 week.
Jesus.
It's this narrow waterway, the Strait of Hormuz off Iran's southern coast, turning the oil market upside down. 1/5 of the entire world's oil supply flows through here.
What I told y'all earlier, 20%, 1/5 for you people who don't know fractions.
Pressure building elsewhere in the U.S. economy, too, after a weaker than expected jobs report shows the U.S. lost 92,000 jobs in February. Losses hitting healthcare hard, where nurse strikes weighed on hiring. Government and information sectors also impacted. Unemployment ticking up to 4.4%.
Remember, it's 8% for black folks, y'all. I always want to, because my audience is black, by me being black and real black for a very long time, some kind of way, all my subscribers mostly are black. So I want to let y'all know that y'all can't look at this number and be like, oh, all right, it's 4. Nah, nigga, it's double for us.
Right now, workers are dealing with is an insecurity in their jobs at the same time that the effects of inflation over the course of 5 years have compounded.
Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve meets in 2 weeks and faces the critical decision on whether or not to cut interest rates, with the backdrop of weaker hiring and unstable oil prices renewing fears of inflation.
And it's been a roller coaster on Wall Street. The Dow suffering its worst week in nearly a year, Janae.
This morning,
let's look into this Strait of Hormuz.
If you watch the news, you need to watch this video first and understand that the greatest form of mind control is repetition. This just got posted on Twitter and it's going absolutely viral because people are remembering that, yeah, a couple corporations do own all the media. So you think you're getting this illusion of choice, like let me put on a different channel. Listen to this.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain
with long-term gain. Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Well, we all know that Fox News, the people who own Fox News are fanboys of Trump, dog. We all know that. You can't trust nothing that Fox News says. And I can prove it to you, man. Watch this. Who owns Fox News and what is their relationship with Donald Trump? All right. Who owns Fox News? Fox News Channel is a division of Fox Corporation, a publicly traded media company. The Murdoch family exercises effective control via a family trust that holds a dominant share of Fox Corporation's voting power. All right. Let me see. Their relationship with Donald Trump. Fox News has long been aligned with conservative politics and has often been broadly supportive of Donald Trump's political agenda and presidency, especially during his first term. At the same time, the relationship has been transactional and rocky at points. Trump has frequently praised Fox hosts and coverage he sees as favorable, while attacking the network on specific anchors when coverage is critical. You get what I'm saying with this, dog? You can't trust nothing coming out of Fox News, dog. Straight up.
Short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with.
What is the Strait of Hormuz? This waterway, which is just 21 miles wide at its tightest point, connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, carrying about 20% of the global oil supply each year. It's also caught in the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Iran says it will set fire to any ships traveling through the strait, which has basically stopped maritime traffic and left hundreds of ships at a standstill. President Trump says the U.S. Navy will start escorting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz if necessary, as global shippers say they've suspended operations in the area until further notice.
And guess what? As soon as Iran heard that he said that, they said they was going to sink those Navy carrier ships. Come on, man. Shit getting real. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all learned something. Hype it up if you got some hypes to spare. I'm going to get at y'all on the next one.